Show and Tell is this book that I've carried everywhere since I'm 14.
Since you're 14?
Yeah. And it was, in fact, it's so funny. I think it has a phone number here that I must call one day.
Yeah.
And it was given to me by one of my dad had restaurants in South Beach a long, long time ago. And when I was 14, he had this really, really great restaurant. And one of the bartenders was this really funny, gay, short Diego. And he was just so cool and full of life. And, I guess it was my first time really having a relationship with someone who was, homosexual and, learning about their life. And
Your world opens, doesn't it? A whole new fun world.
Yeah, well, he would tell me all his stories, and it was just, we would sit at the bar and talk about life up until like 4 or 5 a.m. Because when your parents have restaurants, this is the reality. Everybody wants to get into restaurant business, and they think, oh, how nice. But when you own a restaurant, you live at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And I remember my parents used to close up, and then you've got to pay everyone, the whole that happens when you have a restaurant. And I would just hang out with Diego at the bar, like talking about life and just I don't know. We would just talk for hours on hours, and he gave me this book, and he wrote me he said, por ser tan especial para ti en mi recuerdo con cariño, which means for being so special for you in my memories with love, Diego. And he gave me this book. I again don't know who that phone number is from.
Yeah, I wonder who it is.
I don't know.
Yeah, and what is this about manifesting what you want?
This is, it's a book on manifestation, but with also kind of semi-religious spin to it.
Right.
So there was one phrase, and he told me that he had lived his life by this book, and et cetera, and he wanted to give me a copy of it, and it was just very hard to get a hold of. And I've done a couple speaking engagements, which I quite enjoy, and I've brought that book with me. Because I've been manifesting since a very early age. Mm-hmm. But in here in the book, let me see if I have it marked at the right page. Anyway, it's how you ask for manifestations that makes the whole difference.
Right.
And in this book it says that you must manifest knowing that there is a God or a spirit or an energy that knows more than you.
Right.
So make sure that when you make your manifestations, especially, well, in this book it says specifically, it says, Dear Lord, I wish for whatever your manifestation is.
Right.
I only want it if you see it within your higher vision, that is the best thing for me.
Right.
Because in this book it also talks about the greed of man. And how sometimes we ask for things, but then we don't realize the repercussions. So we must always ask them to say, God, I put it in your best judgment that what I've asked for is the best thing. If not, don't give it to me.
Right. And that's how you...
And that I found was a very effective way of manifesting. And just the book is just one of those ones that you can pick up and literally at any chapter.
Yeah.
And it talks about meditation. It talks about so many things of the human psyche and heart, where the metaphysical, the physical all come together and play as one, and just you being on this planet and not just being someone who randomly vagabonds through life, but understanding that your energy is important, and your energy of how you transmit it to others is important, because it's also what you will receive.
Yeah, right.
So it was just, And when I went back to Miami, after I graduated university in Italy, and I went back and I went to go look for Diego, and he died a week before I looked for him. He died of HIV a week before.